Hello. I'm sorry. We'll get through this, all right? This. I made my username Dingle on the app because I didn't want people to know my real name. And then I didn't expect this to actually take off. So now, the guy calls me Dingle. He calls me Dingle Dangle. Anyway, this is the history of nickel coin. Brief history. So there's a lot. You're gonna learn a lot here. There's a lot to take in, but I think you'll get a lot out of it. And it all starts with Kyle Mitchell. This is Kyle Mitchell. He is a Twitter guy, and he made a Twitter post about how the nickel costs the U.S. government 13 cents to make and is valued at 6 cents a nickel, just raw metal value, even though the nickel itself is only worth 5. So he claimed to buy $250,000 worth of nickels. That's a lot of nickels. And the worst case scenario is he just has 250,000 of legal tender coins backed by the faith and credit of the United States. Now the best case is that the value of nickel triples. It goes up off the raw metal value. The tweet goes viral. Viral. Like everybody sees it. Everyone loves it. All right? A lot of traction. So here enters Nick. Nick makes a coin, a cryptocurrency called nickel coin. Not to be confused with actual nickels. You cannot own physical nickel coin. It is a digital currency. This is nickel coin. This is a nickel graph. I thought that was funny. Here is the graph. All right. 3 main sections here, as you can see. We got the beginning, not much happening. You can see it starts to get real nice right here in the middle, and then boom, we get up to 2 million right here. That's right. Actually, it's up to 2.4 million. This graph doesn't show it. All right. The market cap goes to 2.4 million. We'll get to all of that. All right. This is the first phase, the beginning. All right. The beginning, this is just natural live streaming. Nick is going live every day for hours, talking about financial stuff, stocks, nickels. He went to banks buying nickels. Most banks didn't have enough nickels on hand to give it to him. Or they would say that they just weren't getting nickels in the supply. So that was kind of weird. So we looked into it, and they actually only made a couple million nickels last year. I don't have the exact number, but it was like a tenth of what they did back in 2021. The U.S. government is ramping down nickel production, and no one's talking about it. This is important, all right? That is all right here. Now we go to the middle section, right? We get some traction. The Jeets. These are the Indians, all right? The Indians are buying in, and that's what's creating that little motion, right? Now, the Indians, they're just going to sell as soon as they make a little bit of money, all right? But that's why they're getting in. They're getting in right there. There's really getting a lot of Indian action. And then the Cabal. Now, the Cabal has a lot of money. These look like nice people with a lot of money, right? The crypto kings of the world. Lots of money, lots of power. But what might look like an innocent group of young men, old men, is actually the Bohemian Grove. Now, they're not actually the Bohemian Grove, but what they did was pretty bad. The Cabal took this and did that. That is $2 million of market cap gone in a couple of hours. Yeah, that's not good. That's bad. but it gets worse. Kyle Mitchell. Remember Kyle Mitchell? Okay. A lot of these big names, Yahoo Finance, Barron's, are reporting that Kyle Mitchell, 35, bought $250,000 of nickels. Unfortunately, he did not actually buy $250,000 worth of nickel, and it was all a hoax. And he tried to spin it back on them as a you guys didn't double check your facts and you just ran with this story, and it does show that the mainstream media is fake news, which is important you need to keep that in mind. Here are a lot of tweets, people calling him out, saying this is not a satire account, which it actually is. Don't put fake on Twitter. I'm suing you for posting about a non-existent lawsuit against the media regarding your fabricated nickel post. It's not getting good publicity. It gets worse from here too. The Juan saga. This is important. Juan is someone with a lot of money, and he probably shouldn't have this much money because he is not good with it. There's this thing in crypto: you don't want to own too much of a coin. If you own too much of it, you can control. Like, let's say you own, hypothetically, 8.5% of the coin, and you keep buying it as it goes lower and lower, right? You keep buying more and more because it's getting cheaper and you believe in it. But unfortunately, when you buy that much of the supply, people see that and they're like, I don't want to get into a coin where he owns 8.5% of it. What if he sells it all? The market cap's going to drop significantly. And then he bought another 5%. He owned 13.5% of the coin. That was more than 10% more than the developer owned of the coin. That's right. Nick. That's the developer. So what Nick did is he made another coin called Rug University. Now, the point of Rug University was to educate people on what rug pulls were in the crypto space. As what a rug pull is when people run the coin up, and then the dev sells out and takes all the money. Not good. It's bad. It's not good to do to people. You're stealing their money, pretty much. Not good, right? You run the market cap up, everyone makes money, and then you steal, you sell it out from the rug. It's a rug. All right. Anyway, Rug Club. I made that. Pretty good poster. That's Nick, but it's Fight Club. Anyway, he did this and devoted a lot of attention to the Rug Club project, Rug University, to distract from nickel coin, which we all sold off to get the price down so low that Juan would have to sell his 13.5% hold of, which we did. We took it from $400,000 all the way down to $22,000 on purpose. That's called dedication right there. Who else can make a coin just make $38,000 disappear? I don't know. I don't know who else can do that. That's impressive. It gets worse. I don't remember what slide comes after this one because I don't know if it can get any worse. Oh, it did. And there was also another coin that somebody else made called the penny coin, which, just like nickel, you are not actually buying nickels. You're buying a cryptocurrency called penny coin, and you're not actually owning any pennies. They were going in and making memes and posting them on our communities and telling people to get in on penny coin, as nickel coin was completely down and out. And truthfully, we were pretty much down and out. It was just really mean. But Juan is gone. Juan left the project amidst all of this. That's right. 13.5%. He sold at a loss, and we were free. Quietly, but free. Here's where we get to go. All right. Nick slowly buys up 17.79% of the supply. which is more than what Juan owned. The difference is Nick is the developer and is planning to use it to airdrop literal nickels for nickel coin holders. So you can convert your crypto nickels into actual rolls of nickels, which we're finding out is actually pretty hard to get your hands on. And boom, we're back. Throughout the process of getting it all the way down to 22,000, we've been slowly building the community back up, which is not a thing you see in the crypto space. You don't see this. This isn't a dead cat bounce. This is over the course of a week, building the project back up. And if I don't know you see that, that is resistance building right there. You can't make a triangle go down when the triangle's going up. That's just how math works. So, it's coming down to this. Pennies or nickels? Jefferson or Abraham Lincoln? Who knows what's going to happen? Who's going to win? It doesn't matter who wins because the U.S. government is still making nickels that are worth 5 cents and they're spending 13 cents to do it. At the end of the day, we need the nickel to go away and we need to buy nickel coin. Everyone needs to buy nickel coin. That's the end of, that's everything. So far, that's everything. I think we're going to make a change.org petition. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, that's the whole project, I believe. So any questions? That's it? All right. Is that good? I did a good job? All right, sweet.